The Oakland County Treasurer's Office is committed to helping individuals, families, and business owners avoid tax foreclosure and to help them keep their properties. And there are several assistance programs to help delinquent property taxpayers. Here to tell us more about these programs, we have Oakland County Treasurer Robert Wittenberg joining us right now on The Splash. Robert, great to have you with us.
Jake, thanks for having me. I'm excited to chat with you this day.
Absolutely. Glad to get into this conversation with you. A very important conversation as we're getting into tax season coming up very, very soon. So let's jump right into it. What assistance programs does the Oakland County Treasurer's Office offer to help property taxpayers?
Right. So obviously we're talking specifically property taxes. I know income taxes, people think about that April 15th. But for property taxes, March 31st is the deadline to pay off 2020, this year is 20, it's a 3-year process. So 2022 and prior year taxes are owed by the end of March. So March 31st. And if not, then they can be foreclosed, obviously. And our goal, I always tell people, our goal in our office is not to foreclose. Our goal is to collect taxes. So we're doing everything we can to try to prevent foreclosure. And that's why I was actually at the West Bloomfield Township meeting last week, I think it was, to talk about the work we're doing. But appreciate that question. What we can do is we cannot forgive anyone their taxes, their interest, their fees, but we can try to give them more time to pay their taxes so we can get them on a repayment agreement that kind of extends out the time that they can pay. We also have a financial empowerment center within our office. So in essence, like a financial coach, which can help people with debt relief, budgeting, and then also help if there are any grants or any kind of resources available outside of our office. So that's kind of what we do. And we like to talk to people. We have what are called our taxpayer assistance meetings. So they're one-on-one meetings with people to talk about their unique situation and see if we can get them into a plan that works for them.
Awesome. Great resources to help these residents as they're trying to get these taxes taken care of. And you just touched upon it, how March 31st is going to be the deadline for these taxes. And you said a little bit about how if they are not paid by that period, foreclosure could be a very big possibility. Could you go into a little more detail about some of the things that might occur should these taxes not be paid on time?
Yeah, so again, March 31st, if they don't pay the taxes and we don't hear from them and we don't find a repayment agreement, then foreclosure can happen, right? And this is based on state statute. So we are following the state law. So we need people to reach out to us. As I say, we don't know you need help unless you tell us you need help. And so we encourage people to call our office, 248-858-0611. Go on our website, oakgov.com/treasurer. They can email treasurer@oakgov.com, so they can get in touch with all those different ways. And they can schedule a meeting to chat with us, again, to talk about their unique situation. But if we don't hear from you and you don't pay your taxes, then obviously foreclosure can happen. We want to hear from you, and that's why we're doing this robust outreach campaign. That's why I appreciate you having me on the show today to talk about this. That's why I'm going to township board meetings and city council meetings all throughout the county. It's a big county. We have 63 cities, villages, and townships, so I'm trying to get to as many as I can. And we're doing really just a push to tell people we're here to help. Please reach out to us. As I said, and I'll reiterate, foreclosure is not our goal. Our goal is to collect taxes. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to prevent foreclosure. A foreclosure could be detrimental, obviously, to the person or the family that's foreclosed, but also their neighbors and the community. So we're doing what we can to get out there to try to prevent it from happening in the first place.
That's right, and it's great that you're doing all of this work to help educate the people of Oakland County because, as you said, nobody wants to see foreclosure happen. We don't want to see it to happen to anyone, so it's good that you are educating everyone on all of these ways to make sure that taxes get paid and that you have enough time to do so. And one of the ways you can do that is with repayment plans. Could you talk a little bit about what these repayment plans are?
Yeah, so that's when we will talk through it with people and see what their situation is, right? Because obviously the taxes in different communities the amount is not quite the same. And so some people pay higher taxes, and so we're going to look at a little more loftier agreement. And then other people that maybe have a lower amount, we can try to work with them, though. But we try to get people to pay it off in usually 12 months. Sometimes we'll go out to 18 months. but for the most part, we're trying to get people to pay it off sooner than later. I always say it's a little counterintuitive to say it, but the sooner they pay it off, the less they're going to pay in the long run, right? There's interest and fees that are being added. So the more you pay now, the less you'll pay in the long run. So we're really trying to work with people to get them on a plan that works for them, but is a little bit aggressive so that they can get caught up sooner than later, because it's only going to save them in the long run. But we try to work with people. If they have extenuating circumstances, we want to work with them. Also, if they have very low income, right, there are options with their local assessor and their local community where they can get a hardship exemption, which can lower their taxes as well. So we talk people through that as well. Also, a lot of people are in a position where they live in their house, they're there full time, homestead, if you will, but they don't have what's called their principal residence exemption, which would lower their taxes. And so we work with them and give them the information they need to try to get that principal residence exemption added to their property, which will save them money as well. So we kind of talk through every unique situation and see how we can help them, and then figure out an agreement that hopefully gets them caught up in no more than 12 months.
You just touched on something right there that I'm so glad you brought this up. The principal residence exemption, a very, very important thing for people to have. How can property owners properly apply for something like that?
So that's going to go through their local assessor, right? So specifically for West Bloomfield, you would call up to the city and ask for the assessor, and you want to talk to the assessor. And then there are some steps that you have to go through, and you have to qualify, right? So they'll want documentation to prove it. But that is something you call, and if people are watching this in other parts of the county, we have our equalization department, which is the assessor for probably about half of the communities here in Oakland County, and then about half of the communities have their own internal assessor, and they're the ones that everyone gets that notice in February every year. They're the ones that are handling that they send to you about your property and what your property is worth and your taxable value, things like that.
For those just joining us right now on The Splash, we have Oakland County Treasurer Robert Wittenberg joining us right now, talking about the many different programs Oakland County has to help with foreclosure and relief programs to help make sure that everyone gets those taxes paid on time. And I want to ask Robert, in the last few years, what have you noticed in terms of foreclosure rates here in Oakland County?
So that's a great question. We actually, they went down. I took office in 2021, and we had a moratorium on foreclosures because of COVID in 20 and 21. And we have done just a big push to try to prevent foreclosure. As I've said, that is what we are trying to do, is to prevent foreclosure. And so we actually had the lowest foreclosure numbers we've ever had 2 years ago. And then last year it ticked up just a little bit. But still, we're talking like record lows here in Oakland County, because again, I think it's attributed to the work that our team is doing, that we do those taxpayer assistance meetings, that we are out in the community trying to help, and so it's making a difference. And the process itself, right, it's a 3-year process, as I said. So this year for 2025, anyone that owes 2022 and prior year taxes is subject to foreclosure. So we're doing our best to get out there and tell people to pay so that we can keep those numbers down as well, or get them into an agreement.
Awesome. All great things I'm hearing. Absolutely. It's great that you're educating everyone here in the community, and you're also educating about things like personal property tax exemptions. What types are currently available under Michigan law?
So that they also need to talk to the assessor as well. But there's a form that they file. Unfortunately, the date passed. It was in February to file it, but next year. But if people owe personal property, so it doesn't sound like it should be this way, but personal property is actually business. It's for businesses, the property that's in their business, not the actual fixture itself, not the building itself, but what's there. And so if people are delinquent with their personal property tax payments, that comes over to our office as well. So we become, in essence, the collection agent for that. And so we try to work with them, the businesses, the same way that we work with residents here in Oakland County, to try to help them and their businesses. We want everyone to thrive in Oakland County, the businesses, the residents. So we're doing what we can to work with everybody.
Of course, you want everyone to be successful and you want everyone to thrive. And that is very important information should people have issues like this down the line. And where can taxpayers go to find a little more information about things like these and these assistance programs with Oakland County?
So I mentioned it a little earlier, but obviously going on our website, oakgov.com/treasurer, calling our office, 248-858-0611. They can email us, treasurer@oakgov.com, or they can come see us in person. We'd love to see them here in our office. We got a great team that's kind of the front lines, that's there chatting with people and working with people. So we're always happy to have people here in the office as well. So please reach out to us, go on our website, do what you can, but we're here to help. And so those are the ways that we would really encourage people to reach out.
Of course, and as I've been saying, it's great that you're having these communications one-on-one with people of Oakland County. Robert, I know you're a busy guy. Before I let you go, any additional information you can provide to the people of Oakland County and West Bloomfield?
I think we covered everything that we needed to. I appreciate people. The one thing, I guess there would be one thing is if you know people that are struggling, please encourage them to reach out. Please have them call our office. We want to help. And if they have questions about anything, they have concerns about anything, reach out. And that would probably be the main thing I'd want to say. But otherwise, I appreciate you taking the time. I appreciate the audience for watching and listening to this. And if there's ever anything I can do, let me know. Obviously, I love living in Oakland County, and I love West Bloomfield. My in-laws are living there. My wife is from there. It's a great community, so I'm there often. So whatever we can do to make your life good, you let us know.
This is an incredible community, and it's made even better by the work you do. Robert, thank you so much for joining us today here on The Splash Live.
Thanks for having me, Jake. Take care, everyone.